Imagine a power that doesn't roar, a strength that doesn't strain. What if the quietest moments held the greatest force, and the calmest minds wielded unstoppable influence? In a world that prizes noise and rush, discover the hidden mastery in stillness, how patience sharpens clarity, awareness awakens senses, and self-control transforms chaos into opportunity. Learn to adapt without struggle, act with intention, and let peace guide every move. From rooted inner calm to precise, impactful action, uncover the secret that makes subtlety stronger than aggression. Are you ready to harness power in quiet and strength in peace? True power is not always loud. It is not the roar that shakes the walls or the force that demands attention. True power whispers. It is found in moments of stillness, when the mind is calm and the body rests in readiness. Many mistake motion for strength, believing that activity alone proves capability. But movement without control is chaos. The strongest force is not in constant action, but in the ability to wait, to watch, to respond only when the moment is precise and necessary. Quiet does not mean absence. It means presence tempered by thought, by awareness, by mastery over oneself. Consider a tree standing alone on a hill. Its branches do not flail wildly at the wind, yet it withstands storms that would uproot weaker, more restless trees. Its strength comes from rootedness, from patience, from knowing when to yield and when to hold firm. So too, the body and mind must find their rooted center. Power is cultivated in silence. It grows in the spaces where one is not acting, in the pauses between breaths, in the attention given to thought, feeling, and observation. When the mind is quiet, it is free. Free from distraction, free from fear, free from the frantic urge to prove itself at every turn. Only then can clarity arise, and with clarity comes precision. Precision in movement, in speech, in choice. There is no wasted energy, there is no overextension. Every motion is exact, every decision deliberate. The world is often loud and impatient, and it will try to push you into a reaction before you are ready. But the one who understands quiet strength knows that timing is everything. Acting too soon or without composure is as dangerous as failing to act at all. Quiet is not passive, it is the foundation of all action. From it springs confidence, poise, and resilience. A calm mind sees what others overlook. A calm body responds when others stumble. And the combination of the two, quiet mind, prepared body, is unstoppable. In moments of true challenge, it is not the one who shouts or forces their way through that triumphs. It is the one who remains centered, who draws strength from stillness, who moves with the ease of water and the inevitability of gravity. To embrace this power is to understand that control begins within. It is cultivated in the silence before a storm, in the pause before a strike, in the breath before action. In every quiet moment lies potential, waiting to be shaped by intention and awareness. True power, the kind that endures, the kind that commands without noise, is born in stillness. Power resides in quiet. When the mind is at peace, clarity follows naturally. A restless mind is like turbulent water, hard to see through, impossible to navigate. But when stillness settles in, every thought, every perception becomes sharper, more precise. Decisions are no longer guesses. They are deliberate, measured, and effective. The world often moves in chaos, pushing people to react hastily, to respond to noise with noise. But true strength is measured by how calmly one navigates that chaos. It is the ability to observe without judgment, to understand without rushing, and to act with intention rather than impulse. Peace does not mean disengagement or passivity. It means presence. It means the mind is free from the clutter that clouds judgment, free from fear that distorts perception. In this state, one notices subtleties others overlook, the slight shift in an opponent's stance, the hidden opportunity in a challenge, the unnoticed thread that can change the course of events. Strength in peace is not just about reaction. It is about awareness, about perceiving what is truly happening rather than what appears to be happening. When calm guides action, energy is never wasted. Every movement, every word, every choice is aligned with purpose. Impulse is replaced by strategy, and strategy is strengthened by intuition. A peaceful mind does not mean a soft heart. It is a disciplined heart, tempered by patience and focus. One learns to respond, not react, to flow with circumstance, not against it. Strength born of peace is invisible to those who value noise and aggression, but it is undeniable in its effect. To cultivate this strength is to cultivate mastery over oneself. It is to know that true power does not demand recognition, and that victory does not require force. In peace, one finds the ability to endure, to observe, and to act with precision. The storms of life cannot disturb the calm rooted within. And from that calm flows a strength that is both resilient and unstoppable. Strength grows in peace, not in the clamor of chaos. Power is not measured by how much force you exert, but by how wisely you direct your energy. Many believe that strength comes from constant action, from pressing forward without pause. But real power lies in control. Control over your body, your mind, and your responses. To act without thought is to scatter energy. To act with awareness is to focus it, concentrating it like a beam of light that can cut through any obstacle. Quiet allows energy to accumulate, to be refined and sharpened, ready to be released with precision when the moment demands it. Control over oneself is the foundation of all mastery. Without it, skill becomes reckless, and strength becomes dangerous. The mind must be as disciplined as the body, tempered through stillness and observation. Each thought, each motion, each intention is honed until it becomes an extension of purpose. By conserving energy in quiet moments, one avoids unnecessary struggle, reserving strength for what truly matters. This is the essence of power. It is deliberate, intentional, and undeniable. Consider water. It flows effortlessly, yielding to obstacles, yet with persistent pressure, it carves stone. Its strength is not in noise or force, but in its ability to channel energy wisely. So too must the body and mind be like water. Controlled, adaptable, and patient. Energy misdirected is wasted. Energy applied correctly is unstoppable. Quiet is the laboratory where this power is nurtured, where one learns to harness internal resources instead of relying on external conditions. The world is full of those who mistake busyness for capability, chaos for activity, and noise for authority. But the one who understands control recognizes that the loudest actions are often the weakest. Strength is measured not by volume, but by effectiveness, not by motion, but by impact. Quiet is not absence of action. It is presence of mastery. It allows one to act with confidence, to respond with precision, and to achieve what cannot be forced through mere effort. True power is cultivated through patience, observation, and self-discipline. It is the energy that is preserved in stillness, refined in calm, and unleashed with clarity. To master this control is to master the art of life itself. Control your energy, and you control your world. Life does not always move according to our desires. Obstacles appear, challenges arise, and resistance seems inevitable. Many struggle against these forces, pushing and forcing, only to exhaust themselves in the process. But there is another way, a way that moves with circumstances rather than against them. Strength in peace is the ability to adapt without struggle, to flow around obstacles rather than clash with them. Like water flowing around a rock, the path of least resistance often proves to be the most powerful. Yielding is not weakness. It is strategic intelligence, the recognition that force alone is rarely the answer. To adapt without struggle requires awareness. It requires a mind attuned to change, observing conditions without judgment, and responding with flexibility. The rigid break under pressure, but the adaptable bend and endure. True strength comes from knowing when to act directly and when to yield, when to push and when to let circumstances guide the movement. In every challenge, there is a lesson in patience and timing. By moving with intention rather than against friction, one achieves results that brute force cannot. This adaptability extends beyond physical action. It is a principle for thought, emotion, and behavior. A peaceful mind adjusts to life's currents, absorbing lessons, anticipating shifts, and choosing responses that conserve energy and maximize effectiveness. Resistance breeds tension and diminishes power. Acceptance and strategic movement preserve it. Strength is found in the ability to navigate life gracefully, to encounter difficulties without losing balance, to respond with creativity rather than reaction. Those who understand this know that victory is rarely a product of sheer confrontation. It is the result of flowing, of adjusting, of harnessing the situation to serve intention. Struggle may seem heroic, but it often wastes more than it gains. Quiet strength, tempered by peace, moves skillfully through life's obstacles, achieving outcomes that force alone could never secure. Adapt without struggle, and you will find that the path opens itself, and obstacles no longer block but guide your way. When the mind is silent, the world becomes clearer. Noise, both external and internal, clouds perception and blinds us to what truly matters. In the quiet, the senses awaken. Sight becomes sharper, hearing more acute, intuition more reliable. Strength is not only physical. It is the awareness that allows one to perceive opportunities, threats, and truths that others overlook. The silent mind notices subtleties, a shift in stance, a change in tone, a momentary pause, that reveal the underlying reality of any situation. Awareness itself becomes a form of power, and from it, effective action flows naturally. Silence is not emptiness, it is fullness. It is the space in which observation, reflection, and understanding flourish. The calmer the mind, the greater the capacity to sense what is coming, to read intention, and to anticipate consequence. Many rely on reaction, moving blindly into circumstance. But those who cultivate stillness move with foresight, responding to life with precision rather than haste. In silence, the smallest details gain significance, and the paths that were once hidden become visible. Strength born from awareness is subtle but unyielding. It does not rely on force, intimidation, or aggression. Instead, it derives from knowing, from perceiving, from being fully present in every moment. In situations of conflict or challenge, this heightened awareness allows one to act decisively, exploiting openings others cannot see. It is the quiet observer, the patient witness, and the mindful responder who wields the most effective influence. Training the mind to be silent is not easy, but it is essential. The habits of distraction, the impulses of fear or desire, the constant chatter of thought, all must be tempered. In their absence, clarity emerges. Awareness becomes second nature. Strength grows not in the doing, but in the noticing, in the understanding, and in the preparation that precedes action. Silence enhances perception, and perception empowers action. Through stillness, the mind becomes a lens that focuses raw potential into precise, impactful outcomes. In silence, awareness awakens, and true strength reveals itself. Action without calm is often wasted energy. A tense body moves stiffly. A restless mind acts impulsively. But when peace guides action, every movement carries purpose. Every decision resonates with intention. Strength does not emerge from frenzied effort. It emerges from composed, deliberate motion. The heart that remains steady under pressure fuels actions that are not only effective, but lasting. Calmness allows the body to move freely, the mind to think clearly, and the spirit to remain unshaken by circumstance. Peace is the engine behind confident action. Without it, effort scatters. With it, effort converges. Each step is measured, each word intentional, each choice aligned with a greater understanding. The world may reward noise, haste, and aggression in the short term, but lasting impact comes from those who act with the quiet certainty of a mind at ease. When the heart and mind are centered, force is unnecessary, precision becomes natural, and outcomes follow with minimal resistance. This principle applies not only to physical challenges but to every area of life. A calm mind solves problems more effectively than a frantic one. A peaceful heart negotiates conflict more skillfully than a reactive one. Strength rooted in serenity transforms difficulty into opportunity, obstacle into lesson, and resistance into flow. In this way, calm is not the absence of action, it is the refinement of action. To cultivate this kind of strength, one must first cultivate inner peace. Meditation, reflection, and mindful attention are tools to center the mind. Discipline, patience, and self-awareness reinforce the heart. With consistent practice, calm becomes the foundation upon which every action is built. The result is a life in which effort is directed, energy is preserved, and influence is maximized. Peace powers action. Calm transforms effort into strength, and in that balance lies mastery. True strength begins within. The body can be trained, the mind can be sharpened, but without mastery over oneself, all effort is incomplete. To control emotion, to guide thought, to temper impulse, this is where real power resides. The strongest warriors are not those who strike hardest, but those who have disciplined their own hearts and minds. Self-mastery allows action to be precise, reaction to be measured, and decisions to be aligned with purpose rather than driven by chaos. Mastery over oneself is not a destination, but a continuous practice. It requires honesty, courage, and the willingness to face one's own weaknesses. Without this inner work, outward strength is unreliable, like a sword without a handle. But when the mind is disciplined, the body is coordinated, and the spirit is steady, strength emerges naturally as an extension of internal harmony. Challenges become opportunities for growth, and obstacles are met with composure rather than panic. Self-mastery also provides freedom. Freedom from fear, from distraction, from the need for validation. When one governs the self, one is no longer tossed about by external circumstance. Energy is conserved, focus is sharpened, and strength becomes sustainable. It is this inner discipline that allows calm to guide action, awareness to enhance perception, and peace to empower decisions. Without it, even the strongest body or the sharpest mind is vulnerable to collapse under pressure. Cultivating self-mastery demands patience. It is forged in quiet reflection, in deliberate practice, and in the repeated effort to align thought, emotion, and action. Every moment of awareness, every act of restraint, every choice guided by intention builds a foundation upon which lasting strength is constructed. It is through this process that the potential for true power is realized. Master yourself, and your strength becomes unstoppable. The world often rewards those who are loud, aggressive, or flashy, but lasting influence is rarely achieved through noise. True power lies in subtlety, in the ability to act with precision while saying little. Less talking, less unnecessary movement, less wasted energy. This is the hallmark of someone who understands strength. When one moves quietly but decisively, every action carries weight. Respect is commanded not by volume, but by effectiveness. Presence itself becomes felt, even without a word spoken. Efficiency and impact are born from restraint. By limiting excess, the mind remains clear, the body ready, and energy focused where it matters most. Those who rush to display strength often scatter it. Those who cultivate quiet power concentrate it. A single well-timed word or gesture can achieve more than 100 hasty ones. The disciplined recognize that silence is not absence. It is strategy. The calm observer often shapes outcomes before others even realize a moment has passed. Quiet power also nurtures awareness. When not distracted by unnecessary action, the senses are sharper, perception keener, and intuition stronger. This combination, focused energy, precise action, and heightened awareness, is formidable. Others may underestimate it, but its effect is undeniable. The loudest may gain attention, but the quiet, deliberate, and skillful will leave a lasting mark. To live with this principle is to understand the value of restraint. Speak when necessary, act when necessary, and in all else, preserve energy and maintain clarity. In doing so, one becomes a force that is measured, efficient, and unshakable. Less noise, more impact. In quiet, strength becomes undeniable.